Bears have gotten out to an undisciplined start as the Wildcats have a 5-on-3 power play opportunity off of a melee in front of the crease.
There's two cross checks on number 11 and number 6.
And Hogan will work it on the point down to Olsen. And Hogan can't catch that pass. And goaltender Garrett Patrick, who gets the start tonight, has to come out and play it. And Hogan will start again. And that pass doesn't connect as Siegel will come out and regroup. The Wildcats with 1:15 of power play time on this 5-on-3 advantage. And Orion Olsen will try to get things set up as he passes over to John Hogan. Back to his brother Toppy. Toppy will let that one go. It rises high over the goaltender Austin Fernsler, or excuse me, Mitch Fernsler. Hogan down to John, looking for an option as he comes up towards the slot. John will let it go, and Fernsler will cover it up.
The key to this triple power play right now, now it's going to be turning into a double power play, is you have the open players for the Ice Cats, and that's where you're going to have to be looking for those openings, for those passing opportunities. And that may have been one of the issues with why the Ice Cats weren't able to score this in this past play. They weren't passing. They weren't taking advantage of the open players. That set them up for so many more goal opportunities than they would originally have.
And this draw will come over to the right of Fernsler. And certainly nice opportunity for the Wildcats to get the lead here in the early goings of this first period.
Well, that's the key. When you have a power play, you have to take advantage of that opportunity. If you're not taking advantage of that, then that's just poor playing and poor decision-making of the players on the ice. That's also great defending from the opposing team.
And Roy Grandov takes the face-off on the second power play unit as Carter staples the puck up against the boards. And Grandov looking for an option. He finds Rosetta. Down to Armenti. Armenti looking for a shot. He lets it go, and Fernsler paddles it away. Rosetta will do it again as he can't get that shot over. And now the Ice Bears with an opportunity as Kovacic starts ahead. He'll let that one go and goes wide. Patrick and Carter will have some more time here on the power play to set things up. He stops at the circle, finds Armenti. Back over to Rosetta. He'll let a wrist shot go. And Fernsler has it loose in front of the crease. Gruenhagen sends it back over to Rosetta. And now another breakaway opportunity for the Ice Bears. Here they come. The shot and score. The Ice Bears take a 1-0 lead with 15:29 remaining in the first period.
The issue what you saw with Patrick do there, he ducked. He was expecting the puck low, which it eventually did go, but that's where he lost his balance. He completely, when he lost his ice skates there, he lost his awareness and he lost his whole, where is the puck? Where am I blocking right now? Where is the stick going, the angling for where I have to be preparing for this shot? So he just lost complete control there.
And I believe it's number 10, Alex Turin, who scored the goal there for the Ice Bears. Shorthanded opportunity, not the start the Wildcats were looking for as they give up a shorthanded goal with under 5 minutes elapsed in the early goings of this game. And looks like there's a conference going on between Bob Butcher, head coach of the Ice Bears, and the head official. Not sure what he's complaining about because he just scored, but
I don't know. There's a variety of situations. Maybe there's something going on in the back that we didn't quite necessarily see with the breakaway.
Yeah, that's true. And the Wildcats will still have power play time here. 3 seconds remaining on Brendan Anderson's penalty and 57 seconds remaining on Mario Sanchez's cross-check penalty.
See, now we're starting to see some more of that Arizona passing, and
Griffin
that's
will let it go.
what
it
we
just
need.
Goes wide of Fernsler. And Wilkinson working down low with Griffin. The Wildcats trying to even the score here after giving up a shorthanded goal. This puck is sent over to Brian Drasner. He finds Zelmer. Puck can't make its way over to Poynton where he was waiting. Now a possible 2-on-1 opportunity for the Ice Bears. They have another breakaway. The shot just goes wide of Patrick as the net comes off its moorings as Will Poynton was crashing in hard on the back check.
That was great speed by Poynton. Like, you'll see those breakaways coming up, and that was what happened with that earlier one. The Cats couldn't catch up.
Yeah, they made up for their mistake that time as Patrick was bailed out as that shot sailed wide. And 18 seconds remain on Mario Sanchez's cross-checking penalty as the Wildcats have been able to get anything going on the power play so far. Sanchez standing on his feet in the penalty box waiting to be released. And this shot will come from the blue line as Patrick steers it away as Drasner has it now. Taking his time behind Patrick's cage. He starts ahead in the neutral zone, unopposed. He makes a nice stick handle as he hands it over to Wilkinson. Pointing now on the goal line. Can't get it through, and Zelmer can't handle it. The Ice Bears playing very aggressive so far in the neutral zone.
And that's one of the keys we saw from the Ice Bears last night was just how aggressive they were.
And Zelmer will chip it in deep for Ryan Olson and John Hogan. They can't maintain possession as this puck is sent back in towards Ryan Olson. Hogan staples the puck up against the wall, and it's cycled down to Ryan Olson. This shot comes from John Hogan as Fernsler doesn't see it. And Hogan makes a nice play as he sends it down to his brother John. And Hogan kicks that puck out. He finds a D-man Siegel. The shot just goes wide. Osmond chips it back in. Osmond with it now, working down low. Ryan Olson, right behind his net, tries to center it. Toppy Hogan now above the circle, releases that shot, but it's blocked. Hogan still on the ice. He tries to center it, and Fernsler will catch the pop fly.
A little softball terminology.
Absolutely, and Garrett Patrick will skate over to the bench for some water.
See a little conference between the ref and Fernsler.
Yeah. And the Wildcats with an offensive zone draw. They've spent the majority of this game in the Ice Bears end, but find themselves on the wrong side of the scoreboard, down 1-0. Roy Grandov will take this face off, and linesman still talking to Fernsler. And Grandov still waiting to take the draw here. And much delayed face-off here. And it looks like the referee is sending someone to the box. It looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. This will be going on number 22, James DeMarco, who had his fair share of penalties last night. And it looks like the referee didn't like his attitude at the draw, and he'll be going to the box. Correction, it's number 27, Ryan Hoglund. So the Wildcats didn't do anything to draw that penalty, and we'll have a power play opportunity here.
And again, we're going to have to see how the Wildcats take advantage of this power play. We didn't see them take advantage of it earlier, of the double power play and the triple.
And so a nice break here for the Wildcats as Grandov will skate in, and he loses that draw. So that's a 10-minute misconduct for Hoglund. And Griffin will work it ahead. He finds Grandov in the slot and just goes wide on that backhand attempt.
You can see how pumped the Arizona fans. I don't know if they can hear on those.
That penalty call, yeah, they've been hard on the Ice Bears so far tonight. The Ice Bears will work it forward as Kovacic will slap that one wide. And Bobby Brown can't maintain possession in the neutral zone as Armenti will play it off the boards to Kyle Griffin. He's got some ice to work with. He centers it, but it's off the skate of Missouri State. Griffin looking to regain possession here. Grandov will chip it in deep. 12:25 remains in this first period. The Ice Bears striking first. The Wildcats.
What I wonder about with Hoglund is we saw a lot of penalties from him last night. We see him being very aggressive on the ice today. What is a coach's perspective and what is the coach's approach? Because that harms his team ultimately. When you have a player out for 10 minutes, like that usually only spells bad news.
Absolutely.
So either that can either get his teammates pumped up and get them fired up because their teammate has been put away in the box and they have to step up for him, or it can really just hurt the whole morale of the team.
And Connolly on the losing end of that draw as he provides a nice back check. And Drasner will backhand it over to Robbie Wilkinson, who scored a goal last night for the Wildcats on the power play. Brendan Anderson will lose possession as Connolly picks that off, and Connolly will spray it over to the other side, but no one was home, and Will Poynton throws it in deep behind Fernsler's cage. Small will work it ahead. Wilkinson with a nice back check to disrupt that play. Wilkinson working hard in the corner. There's a pile forms behind Patrick's cage, trying to move the puck along the boards. And it looks like the referee's arm is up, and someone will be going to the box for a slash. It might be Griffin Connolly.
Yeah, you saw his stick go up.
And he points to Connolly, and he'll have to sit 2 minutes for that infraction, and 11:14 remains in the first frame between the Ice Bears and the Wildcats. The Ice Bears on their first power play opportunity tonight.
It's in these situations where you, like when you're ahead in the power play, you really do not want any misconducts, any penalty calls, because that takes away the advantage that your team has and also just leaves for more open ice.
Right. And Alex Turin is thrown out of that draw. It'll be Gevers who takes the face off, and Brown, the 6'6" defenseman, throws over to Anderson, and that shot is blocked. The Wildcats trying to start a shorthanded opportunity here as Osmond will take his time with it to bleed the clock.
There's a little check from number 8 over there.
Marshall Gevers providing that body contact. Gevers will spray it over to Bobby Brown. Over to Anderson. We'll throw that towards the net. Siegel working hard on the PK behind the net. Brown has it now. He'll let it go. Goes wide of Patrick. Anderson back to Brown. Brown will shoot it again. Wide of the post. Armenti will look to clear, and he does as 1:10 remains on this Ice Bear power play.
One thing you have to pay attention to is how the Ice Bears are really controlling and playing really good defense when they have possession. And I'm talking about like their personal possession. So when you have number 4,
Bobby
Brown coming up, and you'll see a lot of these Ice Bear players, they're doing their own personal defense. When the Cats are coming on, they're doing a great job of defending the puck.
And about 40 seconds remains on this first Ice Bears power play so far tonight as Brown will play it over to number 19, Ricky Westcott, who scored last night for Missouri State. He'll play it off the boards. Rosetta kicking and trying to release that puck. And this pass is thrown over to Patrick, and he covers it up with 20 seconds remaining on the power play.
See the refs getting in there really fast.
The referees certainly don't want to see any more extracurricular activities after the early goings of this game, which resulted in a double cross-checking penalty. And it looks like the referee signaling another penalty for the Wildcats as Anthony Rosetta is going to the box for a high stick. So it'll be a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Ice Bears.
This is not good for the Ice Cats right now. They had this opportunity. They have the misconduct on the Ice Bears right now. They have to take advantage of it.
And Nick Zelmer makes that clear as the first power play opportunity for the Ice Bears is about to expire as Griffin Connolly will exit the box. And he will dart over to the Arizona bench to make a change. Now number 3, Austin Purdy will work it ahead. But Zelmer has that, and he throws towards the direction of Fernsler, who has to make a save. And Lopaka moves it ahead. The Ice Bears not doing much so far on this power play opportunity, and the Wildcats will make another clear with 8:40 remaining in the first period. And Purdy will start again. Gevers works it over to Kovacic. Kovacic loses possession, and Siegel will make the clear, and the referee rules that offsides. What have you liked from the penalty kill so far, Michelle?
Well, right now I'm still kind of stuck on that offsides call because that was just too much aggression from the Ice Bears right now. We told them that, we said that was our weakness, or that was their weakness. And in that type of situation, you have to be smarter. They
Right.
just really have to be smarter.
And Fernsler will play this puck as he leaves it for Bobby Brown. And a reminder that the first Arizona goal tonight will result in the teddy bear toss, with fans who have purchased multiple teddy bears at the concessions tonight will throw the teddy bear onto the ice, and the teddy bears will go to local charity here in Tucson.
I believe they're going to hospital kids, actually.
That's awesome.
Well, it's a great way that the Ice Cats continue to maintain being involved in the community.
And 31 seconds remains on this power play, and Francis loses the draw back to Brown. Wilkinson providing pressure in the neutral zone as the puck is tied up again at the blue line, and Nick Zelmer will handle it now. He'll spank it around the boards, but Kovacic is there. He'll throw it over to Brown, and here comes a shot from the circle. It's deflected. It goes wide of Patrick's cage. Kovacic one more time to Brown, taking his time. Kovacic will let that one go, and some pushing and shoving in front of Patrick's net as he makes a nice chest save.
Looks like there may have been a little bit of a cross check there. We'll see if the refs call it.
And Anthony Rosetta on his skates in the penalty box, anxiously awaiting to be released.
One point that we have to notice from the Wildcats right now is when they're attacking the Ice Bears, when the Ice Bears are in possession of the puck, they're going up there with their feet too wide. So that's where we're seeing our Ice Cats are losing balance. They're losing balance and are not able to make the adjustments to the possession. And I honestly think that's what's harming us. That's why the Ice Bears are getting so close to the net, to the crease. And frankly, that when the Cats go up there with their legs are closer together and they have that maneuvering position, they're able to defend so much better.
And now the Wildcats kill off both power plays as Drasner will handle it. And he makes a nice stick handle to move it along to Ryan Olsen, who's got a head full of steam. Moving ahead, and he'll throw that wrist shot, and Fernsler will make a glove save. Some more pushing and shoving after that save.
Both teams are playing incredibly physical tonight. A little bit more physical than we're used to seeing our Ice Cats play. Isn't that right, Seth?
Oh, that's very true. And head coach Chad Berman told me last night that Missouri State is a type of team that tries to draw you into that type of extracurriculars after the play, and he advised his team to not get into that, not buy into that type of style, to remain disciplined. And they've done a good job so far tonight as the Ice Bears have come out and taken those undisciplined penalties. And this shot goes wide, and the Ice Bears will play it towards the neutral zone. And Ryan Olsen takes a ride on an Ice Bear as he's prevented from entering the zone. And Hogan is taken down behind the play, and Rosetta will let that one go. It goes wide of Fernsler, and a nice keep in there from Armenti. And Armenti has it now in the slot. He fans on the shot. A nice opportunity, but Armenti couldn't get that shot off in time. And that play will go for icing with 6:40 to go in the first period. And Michelle, you got to get that shot off.
Oh, exactly. Well, that was the same thing that happened last week when we had the shootout.
Right.
And we actually saw Toppy Hogan go up and fan that one as well. So fanning, dangerous. One of the things that the Wildcats did, I couldn't see the number, but the man who would have gotten the assist on that play had a shot been.
Pass it up.
Like, that was a great backhand. And that was just great control of the puck.
And Grandolph will lose that draw as Siegel will dump it in deep. And Fernsler will play it now, who's been active in this first period.
See, that's dangerous, though. He got a little too far away from the net there.
Now the Ice Bears will move it forward. Excuse me, the Wildcats. Brandov and Griffin now will snipe it over, but Fernsler is there to gobble it up. 6:14 remains in this first frame where the Ice Bears have struck first.
You really see the refs on their toes tonight. They're looking for those plays. They're looking for the misconduct. They're looking for the little extracurricular activities. So they're trying to prevent as much as possible, not only just because of delay of the game, but also for the player's safety.
And Grandov will win that back to Griffin, who has it on his backhand. Throws it to the front, and Carter can't slam it home as he had a wide open opportunity. And Carter still working behind the net. And a nice setup there from Kyle Griffin as he backhanded that one over to Dylan Carter, the captain, in his second game back for the Wildcats, returning from a collarbone injury. And Osmond will pass it over to Siegel, who will play it off the boards. The Ice Bears will send it in deep off the boards behind Patrick. Siegel darting ahead, moving it forward. And Drasner will dump it in deep. But the Ice Bears will choose to ice it. .5:26 to go in the first period, with the Wildcats having an offensive zone face-off here. It'll be Griffin Connolly's line out on for U of A. He loses that draw, and the Ice Cats still have it as Poynton provides a check.
Overall, Fernsler's done a good job.
And Fernsler will catch that one as it's sent in from the blue line. The Wildcats generate another offensive zone face-off.
I'm also impressed with how much icing we've seen tonight. 2 calls of icing in the first period.
The Ice Bears a little frantic in their own end. And Toppy Hogan will skate in to take the draw. He'll win it back to Ryan Olson. Passes over to Rosetta. John Hogan now over to Toppy. Toppy finds Olson in the corner, who sends it over to Drasner. Hogan loses it back to Kovacic, one of the best skaters for the Ice Bears. Starts ahead, and a nice hip check there from Drasner, sealing off Kovacic. This puck is fought for behind the net. Drasner makes a nice give-and-go play to himself, and he clears the zone. And the linesman will rule that an icing, much to the disappointment of the TCC faithful. And the linesman will have to account for all the guilty parties to get everyone on the ice back to that icing. And it looks like the officials talking to the linesman about that last ruling. And it looks like this draw might come at center ice. So they probably negated that last icing call.
I was going to say, this would be interesting just with college hockey. In the NHL, you have an icing call. The teams aren't allowed to change. Like, they aren't allowed to move their lines at all, and no players are allowed to come in and out. In these icing calls tonight, we've seen players from both teams continue to go in and come out, not just the team that – like, normally the team that the icing call was not against has that ability, but the team that was called against, we've seen a lot of moving in and off of the ice.
Some gamesmanship been used tonight as Carter throws that over to center as Griffin will start ahead. The Massachusetts native will dump it in deep as a collision between two Ice Bears at the blue line, and Burns will play it off the boards, and Rosetta now with it plays it over to Armenti, who sprays it off the backboards. Fernsler leaves it for his D-man, and Brandov provides a nice check, and the Wildcats now with some ice to work with. And Griffin will wait for that shot. He can't follow it home. And Carter going after the loose puck with a nice opportunity there from U of A. Brandov trying to empty that puck from the Ice Bear skates. And Armenti now with it. He'll start ahead.
Still have a few minutes left on that misconduct call, so the Cats are still in that power play right now.
And Osmond will dump it in. Will Poynton will look for it. Wilkinson now playing it up against the boards. Will Poynton comes loose with it. Poynton with a nice move. The Ice Bears regain possession. Brendan Anderson will dump it in. And Osmond will knock that down with his stick, and Patrick will cover it for a stoppage.
See the refs getting in there very fast. This is
Yeah,
typically a situation where we'll see some of those activities.
that's right. And Hoagland finally released from his 10-minute misconduct penalty. And he'll take the draw from Missouri State, clinging to a 1-0 lead in a pretty tight affair between both teams so far tonight. Hoagland will win it back to Brown. He'll let that shot go, and it goes into the corner. And Siegel will play it off the boards, but that bounce finds its way back to Osmond. Over to Hogan, back to Toppy Hogan. Finds a Ryan Olsen in the middle. Olsen will let that shot go. And Hoagland will send it forward to Kovacic, who can't knock it down. Hogan loses possession to Kovacic. He makes a nice move around Olsen. He'll send it in deep, wide of Patrick. Osmond with it now. He'll send it across the ice to Toppy Hogan, who's got some ice to work with. Looking for an option. Tries to find his brother John. John still with it now in the corner. Sends it over to Toppy.
Just saw some great passing from the Ice Cats.
Zelmer will throw it off the pad of Fernsler. And a nice move there from the Ice Bears, as I'll let that shot go, and Patrick will cover it up. 1:55 to go in the first period.
Well, that great passing earlier, that was what set John Hogan up for that shot. Like, he was going with that pass, anticipating where the players are going to be. That's what gave Hogan the ice to work with. It just ended up that with the Ice Bears' speed, they were able to catch up.
And now the Ice Bears will let that shot go from the point. It's deflected, and Patrick will fight it off, and Daniel Francis will send it out past the Ice Bears blue line. And this shot is fought off by Fernsler.
Does a great job of finding the open ice from the Wildcats.
And now Drasner will collect as under 90 seconds remain in this first period, and Francis will chip it in. And Drasner will have to go back and play it. Drasner doing it all himself. Skates in coast to coast. We'll leave it, and the shot just goes wide, and Charlie James takes a hit to make a play. And Francis tries to knock that one down, and an opportunity here for the Ice Bears. The Ice Bears will let that shot go, and Patrick will cover it up as under a minute remains in this first period.
The place where the Ice Cats have been losing the puck has been behind the goal line of the Ice Bears zone. So I'm going to be interested to see how the Ice Cats, instead of particularly going behind the goal line, losing the puck, if they will stay a little bit more farther towards their zone, towards the Ice Cat zone.
And Anderson will work it over Brown. That shot will sail over the cage. And Kovacic now working with it as he works it over to Anderson, back to Brown. He'll let that shot go, and Patrick will glove it with 36.9 remaining.
See a little bit of pushing from the Ice Bears, what we've all been prepared for and been seeing a lot of tonight.
Certainly a much more physical game tonight.
When we see that earlier misconduct call has been timed out officially now.
The Wildcats will empty that puck out to the neutral zone. And Armenti will move it to Kyle Griffin, who takes a hit. Now the lines of the Wildcats being jumbled up. Toppy Hogan now on. He throws it to the front. And this shot is saved by Fernsler, the best save of the night. from the Ice Bears. And we got some pushing and shoving here. And looks like the Wildcats remaining disciplined as Anthony Rosetta does the right thing as he skates away from that disagreement. And it looks like
you ripped that helmet off.
Yeah, that was you don't see that too often in club. It looks like Gevers was trying to drop the gloves there with Rosetta. And it looks like he's being shown the door for tonight.
That could have been a chance of like a choke out or anything. That what happened there could have gone so wrong in so many ways. So the way that Rosetta got out of there fast, that was honestly the best thing he could do. And the Wildcats didn't even entertain the idea of the fight right there.
And Brown receiving explanation from the official, and looks like Gevers might be tossed.
Again, it's going to be interesting to see how the Ice Bears react to this. This could kill their morale or it could completely raise their morale.
And the linesman joining the discussion now.
I'm curious about what is the benefit for being aggressive. I know growing up that my parents would always explain to me how when I would watch hockey, they're like, yeah, that guy's the bully on the ice. That's the guy that he's going to be the one that if you're going to see a fight, you're going to see it from him.
And still waiting for an official call here from the referees. And looks like the announcer at the TCC receiving the confirmation of the penalty, and that's something you don't see too often. It's like Rosetta's helmet was ripped off, and we don't know exactly what prompted that exchange. But surprising to say the least. Presumably the Wildcats will have a power play to work with that could very well end up spilling over to the second period.
And we haven't really seen the Ice Cats take advantage of the power plays tonight. So we'll see. They keep on getting these opportunities, and now we just have to wait and see if they're going to be able to take advantage of them.
And a lengthy delay on this penalty call. The referee is making sure they get this one right. Not quite sure yet if it's a major or a minor penalty. And the Ice Bears penalty box door will still remain open.
All of TCC seems pretty anxiously awaiting what the call is going to be on that. That's not something you see too often here in hockey.
And anxiously awaiting to throw those teddy bears, too, for the first Wildcat goal.
There have been many delay of games tonight here in TCC.
And Gevers is being shown the door as he will be thrown out of the game. And, yep, that's a game misconduct for Gevers, and it's a 5-minute major penalty for contact to the head. And he will have to hit the locker room early tonight. And the Wildcats will have 5 minutes of power play time to work with. Travis Barrett of the Ice Bears will be serving the penalty for Missouri State. And the coaches talked to us last night about how undisciplined Missouri State was, and they're certainly showing signs of that tonight as Gevers ripped off the helmet of Rosetta. Rosetta skated away, and now the Wildcats will have a power play to work with. 5 minutes that will not expire.
That's just
and they'll be going back to the box as a hooking penalty will be called. And that's how you don't want to start the power play. And we'll wait to hear the official number on that hooking call. And I believe it might be Orion Olson who was guilty of that.
Shots on goal in the first period. Missouri State with 9, Arizona with 21.
Arizona out shooting Missouri State by 12 with a 21-9 margin. And we'll wait to hear the official call on that penalty being called. I believe it's Orion Olson. And stick with us because we're going to have assistant coach Eddie Lavilla join us, and we'll be talking to him about the first period. Oh, now it's working. Oh yeah, it's on.
You're on the left side there?
Yeah, we're switching up.
Hold those to the top here. There you go.
So we're joined here by assistant coach Eddie Lavilla. Eddie, what do you make of that first period?
I don't think we really stuck to our game plan. I think we came out a little bit flat. We had the 5-on-3 there, and we're letting up a couple breakaways, and that's just, not our game plan. Our game plan is get out there and attack them, go down low, move pucks quickly, and the guys just got to get back to it. And so we made that the message when we first went into the locker room there, and hopefully they respond with their feet here.
And can you talk about that scrum at the end of the first period involving Anthony Rosetta?
Yep. So Rosie went in the corner and he's battling for it, and the guy grabbed him by the face cage and kind of pulled his helmet off. So that's automatically a game misconduct and a 5-minute major. And then Olsen kind of got the penalty there. So after the first 2 minutes here, we'll be 4-on-4, and then hopefully get back to the attack there.
Have you ever seen any play like that in the ACHA?
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but you got to really be looking for it. You got to be really going aggressive, and what that kid did, that's just unexcusable. We know in this league that that's not the kind of stuff you're ever going to do in the corners and things like that, and that just shows the undisciplined nature of this team here.
You think Garrett Patrick getting the start tonight hasn't played a lot lately? Do you think he's seen the puck well tonight?
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine. Garrett's a competitor. He comes in every single practice. He's always ready to work. He's been working continuously with Wilson in practice and always battling, so he's always ready to go, and I think he's doing just fine in the transition here.
So you guys will have about 3 minutes of power play time to work with. What do you have to emphasize on that power play?
We really got to move in the puck there, so moving our feet and moving the puck, and getting to open spots, and then getting some switches and transitions to try to catch them watching, and then we got to get pucks to the net, and when we have the rebounds there, we got to capitalize. That's the way they're going to go in. So,
and what do you tell the team to tell them to keep their cool against a team like Missouri State, who's always trying to draw these penalties after the whistle?
I think so far we're doing well. We're staying disciplined. A lot of the stuff with the bench, they like to talk at the bench a lot, keeping them out of that kind of stuff and focus on the game. So first it's about waking up, getting our feet going and playing our game, and then staying out of their stuff at the same time.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Test, 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 test.
Oh, that one? 1, 2. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just moments away from the start of the second period where we're going to have some 4-on-4 action as Orion Olsen was guilty of a penalty at the end of the first period. And a little drama at the end of the first period with Anthony Rosetta having his helmet ripped off by number 8, Marshall Gevers, who was shown the door as he received a game misconduct and a 5-minute power play was rewarded to the Arizona Wildcats. And it will be the captain, Dylan Carter, who will take the draw as we will skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. And at the end of that, the Wildcats will have 2 minutes and 48 seconds of power play time to work with. And Kyle Griffin will start ahead. He'll throw that towards Fernsler, who will make an easy glove save. And we thank you again for joining us tonight in Game 2 between Missouri State and Arizona, as Arizona were victors last night, score of 3-2.
It'll be interesting to see if the Ice Bears coach had a little bit of a talk to his players about how many penalties they had called against them.
Yeah, the Ice Bears certainly undisciplined at the start of this game. And Carter and Griffin unable to connect that pass, and Turin will start ahead.
We also have to see how the Wildcats will take advantage when they get in that power
And
play
Turin
situation.
is tripped up by Rosetta, and he'll be going to the box. And now the Ice Bears will have a 4-on-3 man advantage. And the Wildcats not making much of that 5-minute power play that they were given after Gever's game misconduct. And a trip ruled on Anthony Rosetta. He punches the glass in frustration.
And this is one of the keys with hockey, just as it is with any other sport. Like basketball, don't miss a free throw, free points. These type of situations, you have a power play. This is a free moment. This is a moment where you have more ice space, more open players, and you can't give those up, and you have to take advantage of those. And we've seen both of those situations. We've seen the Ice Bears give up and give us many penalties, and the Ice Cats just go not take advantage of any of them.
And it'll be Hoagland who will take the draw for Missouri State. Linesman still waiting to drop the puck, and he does, and it's tied up. Bobby Brown moves it down, and Wilkinson will clear it. The Wildcats now find themselves having to kill a penalty. And Fernsler will handle it for Anderson. Anderson will start ahead. He's got ice to work with a head full of steam. Shoots over Patrick's shoulder. Brown will collect it at the point. Moves it over to Hoagland. Hoagland in the slot. Passes down to Kovacic, and he can't connect that pass with Hoagland. And Fernsler with a quick ups to Hoagland. Hoagland now is sealed off by Drasner, and Zelmer will play it off the boards, and that will clear the puck for Arizona. 28 seconds remain on Orion Olson's penalty that occurred at the end of the first period, and Kovacic will start ahead. Kovacic working behind the net now. Showcasing his speed, and the Wildcats will make the clear.
One thing you'll notice is how the Ice Bears have a lot of open ice, and they're taking advantage of that open ice. And that's, you see the Cats blocking their goals, and
Olson exits the box, and Siegel provides a nice hit to seal off the Ice Bear. And Purdy will shoot that, and that goes straight out of play. And 27 seconds remain on Anthony Rosetta's power play before he can exit the box. And when he does, the Wildcats will have 2 minutes and 1 second of power play time to work with. So 5-minute game misconduct will just end up working as a 2-minute power play for the Wildcats. And Hogan will lose that draw. And that shot will come from the blue line, wide of Patrick, and Olson, who has just exited the box, starts ahead, moves it to Hogan. Hogan now will peel off, looking for a partner. He's sealed off the boards. Still working hard down on the boards. Orion Olson joins the fray. And now Rosetta out of the box. And now the Wildcats will have a power play opportunity. And Olson comes out with it, looking for a point man. Finds Siegel over to John Hogan. Doesn't usually play the point. Now Purdy tries to start ahead, and Ice Bears nearly had a shorthanded opportunity. And Garrett Patrick, who was in between the pipes tonight for the Wildcats, leaves it for Siegel, and Osmond will throw it towards center for Orion Olson. Olson now will find Rosetta, who can't handle that pass. Regroups in the neutral zone, moving it forward to Armenti. Armenti to Gruenhagen. Gruenhagen now back to Armenti. To Gruenhagen. Looking for a shot. Armenti fans on that shot. Now Kovacic will go after it. The Wildcats will start again in the neutral zone with 1:10 remaining of power play time. Gruenhagen now will chip it in off the boards. He gets his own chip. Finds Grandov. Back to Carter along the half wall. Carter loses the puck. And Kovacic, playing the part of the pest, will bleed the clock. And Anderson takes a hit. And Kovacic will throw it towards Patrick, who plays off his pad, and the puck is still loose. And Patrick will cover it up with his glove. As 43 seconds remain on this Arizona power play.
And you see a lot of Ice Cat passing right now, which is great, except we're not maintaining control of those passes. So, and that's in the area of getting the passes off and the receiving. And when we lose, especially when we lose the receival of the pass, that kills your momentum. 2, you lose the puck, or you leave it up to more debate and just trying to find the place where guys can fight to try to get control back.
And Drasner will look to start again with Poynton. Poynton along the boards, comes behind the net, finds Griffin. Back to Zelmer along the blue line to Griffin now. He'll let that go, and then Fernsler fights it off. Griffin now to Drasner will let that one go, and a deflection just goes wide of Fernsler. The Wildcats buzzing around Fernsler's cage. Back to Drasner. That rich shot goes off the boards. 8 seconds remain on the power play. Poynton down to Wilkinson. Poynton back to Zelmer, who will fire one last shot, and it just goes wide of Fernsler. And the Wildcats power play expires, and Wilkinson makes a nice move as he's taken down. Wilkinson regains possession, a nice stick handle behind the net, and he's sealed off the puck.
One thing that the Wildcats have to be careful of is they're actually deflecting some of their own shots. As they get right near the goal, trying to help get that puck into the circle if they can help guide it in, but in reality, the puck's bouncing off of them or they're losing some of those shots.
And Bobby Brown tries to start ahead, and Ryan Olsen back to Drasner. Over to Olsen, who kicks it ahead. He fires that wide. And Osmond will play it over to Siegel, who tries to put it on net. Sails over Fernsler's shoulder. Hogan and Olsen in a big collision. And Siegel finds Osmond. That shot is blocked. The shot's blocked again.
That was a great job by the Ice Bears right there. Number 2, Christian Kuzo.
And Siegel will collect behind his own cage. Osmond tries to pass over to Hogan as he's bumped. And this puck will go all the way down, but icing is ruled off. And this puck is thrown towards the front of the net. Over to the center slot. This shot is blocked by Osmond. And he'll throw it down past the goal line where the puck will go for icing.
And that is, I believe, our 4th icing call of the evening.
Wildcats having no other options, having it to send down the full length of the rink.
And sometimes that's just what you have to do. You have to take advantage of that open ice. It may not be the most ideal play to do, but in this type of situation, you can't. It's either you can give up control of the puck or you can restart a play.
And Anderson will start again for the Missouri State Ice Bears as it's worked to number 26, Alex Nana. He shoots it wide. The Ice Bears mounting an offensive burst for the first time in this period. It's number 18, McClue works it behind the net. This puck is sent in deep, where Siegel will have to go play it. He takes a hit. Siegel loses it behind the net, but skates out of it with a corner.
One thing that Patrick's very smart in doing that we saw some mistakes from Missouri State Ice Bear Fernsler. Patrick is staying in the goal. He's staying in
the crease.
In the crease, thank you. He's staying in the crease instead of going behind the net. Fernsler in some of the first period was going behind the net, getting out of the goal, leaving it wide open for someone to hook it around and get it in there. So that's where Patrick is smart in the goal, but that's also where we see Fernsler making adjustments and learning through this game in his start tonight.
And here comes Will Poynton, a defenseman who was able to play the forward position as well. And a nice move there by number 24, Logan Lepica. Patrick will leave it for Rosetta as he plays it for himself, trying to clear the zone. This puck is moved over to Daniel Francis, who's unable to clear. And now, a penalty being ruled. And a very frustrated number 20, Andrew Kovacic, will have to sit 2 minutes. Number 10, Alex Turin, will be in the box for 2 minutes. And it's a power play opportunity here for the Wildcats with 12:22 remaining in the second period. We'll wait to hear the official call on that penalty.
And again, this is one of the many power play opportunities the Wildcats have had tonight. So let's see if they're going to be able to take advantage of it. They're in the Ice Bears zone right now. This is exactly set up how they should want it to be set up.
And the face-off is one back. As Zelmer will look for a pass. And Drasner provides a hip check, but the puck is cleared out to Millard. Millard will spray it off of Patrick's pad. And Drasner will take his time as the Wildcats will dart up the ice, trying to even the score. Drasner looking for an option. Passes down to Wilkinson. Back over to Drasner. To Zelmer. To Kyle Griffin. To Drasner. He'll let that shot go. It's knocked down in front by an Ice Bear defenseman. And Patrick will play quick ups as the Ice Bears are in the midst of a change. And Zelmer will lose it in the neutral zone. And now Kovacic has a breakaway opportunity. He goes on the forehand and a save by Patrick. His best of the night as he denies Kovacic on the shorthanded opportunity. And here come the Wildcats, end to end. Armenti loses the puck. And Rosetta will make a nice glove save as Kovacic was going for his second shorthanded opportunity in about 15 seconds. And this puck is emptied out towards Garrett Patrick. Well, he'll have to play it as 35 seconds remain on this Wildcat power play. Armenti over to Carter. Carter moving it ahead. A nice move to get around. He tries to jam it. It's still loose. And the referee blows it dead. An apparent hand pass ruled.
That play, that block by Patrick was just textbook right there. He did a great job of tracking the puck and tracking the Ice Bear into the goal, into the zone.
And it will be Kovacic who will be heading towards the penalty box for the Ice Bears. So the Wildcats now have 24 seconds of 5-on-3 advantage. So if there's a time to score, certainly right now would be a good time.
Especially if they're starting. They have Toppy Hogan here in the face-off. They are set up in the Ice Bear zone. They better take advantage of this opportunity right now.
And Siegel will throw it wide to Fernsler. Not a manpower ruled penalty on Kovacic as Patrick has trouble with him behind his net. It's a 10-minute misconduct. The second 10-minute misconduct given to an Ice Bear player tonight on Kovacic, one of the best players from Missouri State. And Osmond will look for an option as he throws it towards the middle. And Olsen can't fire it in. And Wildcats score! They tie the game as John Hogan finds the back of the net. And the Teddy Bears empty out onto the ice.
And this is what the fans have been waiting for all night to do. All of these bears being thrown onto ice are going towards charity. You see people running down towards the glass so they can make those throws.
And John Hogan providing a nice Alex Ovechkin type board hop as he finds his goal. And the Teddy Bears are going straight out on the ice. And campus recreation staff will come out and collect these teddy bears that will be going to children in hospitals, and it's a great cause here.
This is exactly what helps make some of these Ice Cats games so much fun. As you see all this fan participation right here, all this excitement. This TCC is just electric right now. It's just how everyone's just so pumped. And this is just a great way to be giving back to the Tucson community.
And John Hogan nodding that goal as he followed through on that rebound attempt, beating Fernsler for the first time tonight.
That was just a great job of the Wildcats taking advantage of that opportunity. And that's all that we've been looking for tonight from the Cats. And now that we're tied up 1-1, we're going to be looking for some adjustments by the Ice Bears. If they're going to play their defenses a little bit better, if they're going to work on trying to keep away from those misconducts, taking out some of their best players, as well as seeing if the Ice Cats are able to take advantage of every opportunity the Ice Bears are presenting for them tonight.
And the teddy bear toss nearing the end here as almost all the Bears have been picked up and some Wildcat players assisting in the cleanup.
Hear the fans cheering right now. They're excited. We're excited to see the fans meet the Ice Cats possibly touching some of their bears, helping out.
And one more teddy bear falls behind Fernsler's cage.
And most of these Ice Cats games have some sort of theme to them or some sort of event, like the military appreciation night, the social media night. And this is just some of the many ways that the Ice Cats are maintaining being involved in the Tucson community.
And some campus recreation staff reminding themselves that ice is slippery as they take a tumble.
Some of the guys kind of pushing themselves around to see how they can slide on it.
Yeah. And I think that's it for the Teddy Bears as the two teams will skate back towards the center dot. Getting ready to get things started again in the second period as John Hogan provides that last goal for Arizona. The assist coming from his brother Toppy and Sean Osmond.
Teddy Bear goal, 9 minutes, 46 seconds in the second period.
What I've always wondered is who started that chant. With just the history of the Ice Cats right now, when they started back in 78 without a coach, 79 with a coach is their first official season. I really want to know, when did this cheer start? I've talked to people who have been White Ice Cats fans since the 90s, the 80s, and they all know this chant.
I remember the chant too from my high school. I never thought I would hear it again, all the way out in Arizona. And Hogan, and Olsen will take the draw as the two teams are getting ready to get things started here again. And Missouri State finds themselves in a tie game.
This is just an example. The Wildcats are still in this game.
And Lopeka will lose it as Siegel will try to start ahead. The defenseman will chip it in. Toppy Hogan goes after it. He loses it in the corner, but Orion Olsen is there to cover him. Olsen down to Hogan behind the net. He peels off. Can't find his brother John. And this shot will come, and it's loose, and Olsen tries to bang it home, and Fernsler will cover it up at the last second. A nice right-to-left move from Fernsler to seal off that opportunity.
That's a great job of the refs getting into that middle of that cluster right there, trying to prevent a little bit of the aggression that we have seen all night.
And this face-off will come to the left of Fernsler. And it'll be the second line of the Wildcats of Grandov and Wilkinson and the captain, Dylan Carter. And Grandov. We'll lose it back to Missouri State, and Missouri will try to clear it. But Dylan Carter does a nice job of working back to Rosetta. Moves it over to Griffin. He can't get that pass through. And Armenti misses a check, and Patrick is there to cover up that mistake. Some more pushing and shoving after the whistle as Missouri State trying to engage Arizona.
One thing I have to say that I love about watching hockey is seeing how these players defend their goalies. When they see that these players are charging at them, they get there right in front. Because the goalie doesn't really, they have all that padding on, but it doesn't mean that they have the ability to move around too much or get out of the way when you have someone coming at you at fast speeds on the ice.
All right, you got to protect the house. And it'll be Griffin Connolly who will take the draw, the Boston, Massachusetts native. The puck is worked back toward the corner where Drasner tries to pry it out. Connolly will work it down over to Drasner. Drasner's taken down behind the play. No call, though. Will Poynton will spray it out towards the center with Robbie Wilkinson, who's got moves. He releases that shot, but it's blocked. And a nice play there from Zelmer. Wilkinson doing his best back checking. And offsides is ruled by the linesman with 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the second period.
Curious when the misconduct call is going to be done, because that's going to be huge for the Ice Bears when they get their player back.
Kovacic still in the box from his drawing with the referee.
And with him being one of the best Ice Bears, he's aggressive, but he maintains that aggression a little bit better than some of these other Ice Bears. It's important for the Ice Bears to get him back on the ice.
And a pile up after that face-off. And Daniel Francis will look for an option as he sends it back to Zelmer, back over to Drasner. Drasner will send it over to Francis, who goes in hard. And Millard will look to clear. He can't, but eventually does, as the Ice Bears now have a 2-on-1 advantage. And here comes a shot and rings off the post. A break there from the Wildcats.
And
Looks like they're pleading for a goal there, as Missouri State's bench thought they scored. From our vantage point, it looked like it rang off the bar, but the Missouri State bench are tapping the sticks on their boards, saying that they scored, and the referees are congregating to see what the official call will be. And if it's a goal, the TCC faithful will not be too happy. And we'll wait to hear an official call, and the referee looks towards the no goal is ruled from the referee. And
for once, it may have gone off the post, but it didn't pass the crease.
Bob Butcher is irate as he signals towards the official for an explanation. Hoagland skates over to hear the call.
And this is the importance of these captains for these different teams. Because they're the voice of the team on the ice. So if you have a captain out there who's the one that's getting the misconducts and all these different calls, like, that's not a good representation for your team.
Absolutely, and still a delay here with Hoagland trying to plead his case to no avail.
And tonight has had many delays throughout this game.
Before the game, a pane of glass was shattered in warm-ups, and the Tucson Convention Center Faith staff had to repair it. This puck is one back, and the shot comes from the point, and Patrick steers it away. And Brown will throw it towards the net, and Patrick gobbles it up. 8:24 to go in the second period.
Seeing a change in the players right now. It's interesting seeing which levels of the lines are the matchups going into right now. Right now, the Arizona first line is coming out. And so that's when we see some of our better passing from the Ice Cats.
And now Toppy Hogan will take the draw, trying to clear it out of the Arizona zone where the Wildcats have been pinned. And this is a stretch pass to John Hogan, who has an opportunity. He goes backhand, and Fernsler will seal it off as the net comes off its moorings.
Yep.
Nice pass there from Toppy Hogan, who stretches it all the way down to John, who scored the last goal for Arizona.
And Fernsler did a great job because John Hogan set up a great shot there. I was going in towards the corner, just inside the post. So that would have been a great goal, but that also shows the level of Fernsler as how he was able to block that.
He made a nice pad save to seal off John Hogan, the lone goal scorer for the Wildcats. And Lopika will send it in deep, where Siegel will play it over to John. And Orion Olsen is checked hard by Lopika. Hogan loses it, but John claims it. And the puck is loose in front of Fernsler's crease, where Osmond will handle it. He'll throw it towards the front of the net.
That was close for the Cats and way too close for the Ice Bears.
And John Hogan skating over at the end of his shift. This first line has looked great for the Wildcats. And John Hogan again with it now. He makes a nice move to clear up some space. Tries to find Olsen. Armenti now with it. With a nice move, he's taken down. And the Wildcats will be going to the power play as Patrick goes to the bench. Armenti now will throw it towards the front. And the referee will blow that play dead, and the Wildcats now will have a 2-minute power play.
You saw the Arizona goalie, Patrick, book it from the goal.
And The Ice Bears trying to engage Toppy Hogan after that play as they are going to the box. It will be number 29, Joseph McConnell. Will be sitting 2 minutes, but this faceoff will come out to the neutral zone as the Wildcats will have a 2-minute power play with 7:23 remaining in the second period. And the Wildcats are tied up as Bobby Brown will send it just wide of Patrick.
Seeing a little bit of slashing out there that hasn't been called quite yet.
And that pass goes wide of Rosetta, which will make for an easy clear for Bobby Brown of Missouri State. And Armenti will collect as Carter moves it ahead. Carter with a head full of steam peels off at the center dot over to Armenti, down to Rosetta, back to Armenti. We'll let that shot go, and it's deflected, but Rosetta has it.
And that was a great job of ice awareness from the Wildcats right now.
And Armenti finds Grandov, who will send it wide of the glove of Fernsler. Armenti off of Carter's skate will backhand it to Grandov. Wildcats looking for a seam on this power play. Carter with it now. We'll let that one go. It's off of Grandov's chest, and the Ice Bears will make it clear, and 42 seconds remain on this power play opportunity. Armenti will leave it for Nick Zelmer, and he gets tied up behind the cage with Millard trying to his best they can to kill the penalty, and he moves it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, one of the best skaters on this team for the Wildcats. He moves it back to Drasner. Drasner looking for an option. Finds Zelmer at the blue line.
It's a great job of defending the puck when he went behind the goal line right now.
That puck clanks off the post. 10 seconds remaining of power play time.
Seeing a change in teams right now from the Ice Cats. It'll be interesting to see how this team communicates. Because one thing that I love to watch is how each level and each line from both teams, they have a different level of communication. They all communicate differently, so it's a different style of play.
Right.
And that type of different style of play is the perfect contrast to help keep the Ice Bears off balance.
And Siegel will lose possession there as Anderson goes hard after it, and Anderson still working for it. Siegel moving it ahead to Orion Olsen, to Toppy Hogan. Hogan still working hard after it. Just over 5 minutes to go in this second period. Siegel will drop it. He'll send it in, but it's off the boards, and the Wildcats are off sides. And they have to come back in the neutral zone. Griffin Connolly will come in hard, provide a nice check. It's worked over to Nana. We'll send it just wide of Patrick. Wilkinson will play it now. Poynton waiting for it. He's taken out hard by Brown. And that passes knocked down. And Connolly going in, mucking for the puck. And a power play is being ruled against the Wildcats for a hook.
It
Choosing a high stick.
And the place where that guy's holding is like around his neck, his collarbone. Either it looks like he just checked for blood, just something you never really want to see out on the hockey rink.
I'll see you guys. I'll text you.
And the Ice Cats are getting ready to set up in the face-off just to the right of Patrick. And it is won by the Ice Bears. It is to Turin. And he fans it, number 4. Excuse me, 24. And the Ice Bears lose the puck, chase after it. As number 11 for the Ice Cats, Grandoff tries to make an attempt to earn possession back. Bears pass it. It's blocked by number 3 for the Ice Cats, Matthew Armenti. And an Ice Bear stick is broken. He tries to defend it with his skate, and it looks like there's a little bit of a trap right now. As 11 Armenti gets his leg stuck in between the legs of number 10, Alex Turin, who's having a little bit of trouble getting back into the box. But as play continues, we have a broken stick on the ice. Number 24, Logan Lopka from the Ice Bears, now to number 19, Westcott, currently in the Ice Cat zone. So the Bears lose possession. Looks like the Ice Bears are going to regain that possession right now, and they're going to maintain into their zone, try to get back over to the Cats. Number 3, Purdy has the puck, goes behind the goal. It looks like the Ice Bears are going to be setting up a play. Number 9, Westcott, 19, Westcott. To number 3, and number 4, Brown. Back to Austin Purdy. It's a lot of passing right now from the Ice Bears as the Wildcats take possession of the puck back. And it looks like the goalie Finsler gets the puck as the Ice Bears they've given up a little bit of the possession, but overall have been doing a great job maintaining. The puck is knocked down by, and number 15 for the Wildcats, Griffin Connolly, his time in the penalty box is over. We still have that misconduct right now on the Ice Bears. And it looks like we're going to be moving over, have a face-off over in the left circle of the Wildcat zone. It's going to be number 6, Toppy Hogan, against number 27, Ryan Hoglund. This is must be an interesting game for the Hogan boys as they're from Missouri, as well as some of the other players from the Ice Cats playing against Missouri State. So social media earlier today, you see some of these guys talking a little bit, is just how they're going to be facing off against each other today. To John Hogan, to number 8 for the Cats, Brian Drasner. And the Ice Bears take possession, only to be stopped by the Wildcats. They're taking it back over to the Ice Bears zone. But it gets lost in the neutral zone, and the Cats are over in their zone, not where they want to be right now. That have regained possession. That's number 5 for the Cats, Sean Osment. And the shot has been soft, and it looks like we're going to be having another face-off in a second as the team's lines are going through a little bit of a change right now. We have 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the period. We have no more power plays right now, but we still have that misconduct on the Ice Bears player right now. This is number 3 for the Ice Cats, Matthew Armenti, excuse me. And the pass goes wide. They're passing number 4 for the Ice Cats. Oh, and number 18 for the Ice Bears checks number 23, Charlie James. And we are in our final minute of the second period. The score is tied 1-1. See, both teams have been battling for the puck as there's been a lot of turning it over, especially within the neutral zone. The Wildcats fighting for possession, number 23, Charlie James, and the whistle has been called. .7 seconds left in the second period. The score is tied 1-1 here at the Tucson Convention Center. And the puck is going to be dropped in the neutral zone. Whistle is called. Looks like it may have been a little bit too aggressive than the ref would have liked. We're going to see if there's going to be a change in the face-off right now. As it looks, it's still number 11 for the Cats, Roy Gandalf, and number 12 for the Bears. Number Travis Barrett. Oh, and there's no call on that. But it looks like there may be a call on something else. It was one ref called it safe and another ref called a penalty. We're going to see what that play was, or what was called just now. And it looks like number 11 for the Cats, Roy Gandalf, is going to be entering the penalty box as we have 29 seconds left in the second period. So this is going to be setting up for an Ice Bears power play, but actually it looks like number 12 for the Ice Bears, Travis Barrett, is also going to be entering the box. So the power play is pretty much canceled out right now, as it's going to be 5-on-5. And the face-off is coming up between number 19 and Toppy Hogan. It's number 8. The slap shot gets deflected by Fernsler. Toppy Hogan pushes back a little bit. Number 4, Robbie Brown for the Ice Bears. Puck is knocked down and lost by number 17. The Cats retake that possession of the puck. 6 seconds left. And there's no penalties called on those knocks. And the second period has expired. The score is tied 1-1 here in the Tucson Convention Centers. We have a minute 31 left on both penalties, so we're going to be continuing. We're still going to have a minute and 31 seconds left on the penalty. So when the players come back, it's still going to be 5-on-5. We've had 14 shots on goal from the Wildcats and 10 from the Bears. This is about 8-ish less shots on goal than the Wildcats had in the first period, and we'll be right back. This is Michelle Floyd here. I'm here with Alex O'Day. Alex, tell me, what do you think the team's reaction has been to Missouri State's just honest overall aggression throughout this weekend?
It's been tough. Coach warned us about it coming into the weekend. They're an aggressive team. They're going to play dirty. And the number one thing we got to do out there is just to keep our heads. I think we've done a pretty good job so far. There's been a couple penalties we probably could have about taking. But we just got to keep going, let them do what they're going to do, and be smart. Be smart.
Exactly. And so then what do you think worked right for the Wildcat goal?
For the Wildcat goal, simple. I mean, Toppy and John, they work out perfect together. Throw the puck to the net, get the garbage in front, throw it in. It was perfect. I loved watching it. Watch Teddy Bears come out. It was good. It was good.
Is there like a particular excitement with the players, the teddy bear toss, or?
I think there's a little bit. 2 years ago when I played here, we didn't score on the teddy bear toss game. So
Oh no.
there may be a little pressure going into it. Getting that first one, I think it'll help
Mhm.
relax the nerves of everybody on the team, and then hopefully we'll be able to put a few more in here this last game.
So then how would you say the Wildcats can improve taking ownership and taking charge of the power plays?
I think it helped us a lot because getting that confidence on the power play helps when we're playing 5-on-5, even strength, or even short-handed. Just being able to be out there, move the puck, skate, have that extra room, it helps you in the 5-on-5 play out there for sure.
Is there anything else that you see different from the Missouri State Ice Bears tonight? Is there a different type of their aggression? Are they a little bit more controlled tonight?
I think they started out the game a lot more aggressive than they did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that was steaming inside them that made them take those early penalties. Unfortunately, we weren't able to capitalize, but hopefully that'll turn in this third period.
All right, and so for my final question, what do you think the Wildcats need to do to come back and, well, not come back, but to take advantage of this score and win this game?
I think he can punch the net. Their goalie, I mean, he's made a lot of saves, but we've made him look better than he is. I think if we keep putting pucks in the net, crash the net, get traffic in front of him, I think it'll help us a lot. For sure.
All right, well, thank you for your time. Once again, this is Alex O'Day. I'm Michelle Floyd, and we'll be right back to you in about 5-10-ish so minutes with the third period. And welcome back to the Tucson Convention Center. The score is 1-1 with the Arizona Ice Cats versus the Missouri State Ice Bears. This is Michelle Floyd providing your play-by-play and Jordan Owen providing a little bit of color for us tonight. So we are still actually waiting for the Missouri State team to take the ice. See, the Ice Cats are out here stretching, getting ready, and still no team. What do you think of that?
Yeah, maybe they're in there talking about all the undisciplined play that they've had this game. But we will come back from the break with 4-on-4 as we still got 1 minute, 31 seconds for the penalties.
And now we see the Missouri State Ice Bears starting to walk over and take the ice. I wonder if there's a penalty for delay of start here.
I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up.
And the TCC fans are definitely making their distaste for the Ice Bears known as they take the ice right now. So we're about to get ready for some more hockey. And we will have the same goalies back in the net right now. With the Arizona, the starting line starting out there tonight. We're just waiting a little bit more, just waiting for the start of this game, drop of the puck. And we're here in the third period, the score tied 1-1.
Are you ready for the third period? Let's play hockey!
And the Ice Cats won. The puck goes to number 3, Matthew Armenti. And Fensler blocks the shot as the Ice Bears take possession of the puck with Patrick blocking in. Looks like it was an Ice Bears goal from number 11, Brennan Anderson.
Refs are looking and saying no goal there, maybe because the net came off its moorings.
Exactly, and it looks like the goalie went in there with the puck.
So we'll see what the official call is in a few seconds.
See the Ice Bears box looking pretty hopeful right now. That is not the way that you want to start the first 30 seconds of the third period.